Hey, sports fans, good morning to you. This is Louis Diamond, and you are watching Bettor Center live from our Las Vegas handicapping studios. And it is a Sunday fun day, and boy, oh boy, do we got a lot of questions this Sunday. Are the Raiders going to, is John Gruden going to get revenge on his tuck rule game from 19 years ago, going back to New England after the big win on Monday night? New England after the big loss on Sunday night. Are the Rams going to be able to pull off back-to-back East Coast games? Buffalo's Moss missing in the middle. Are the Rams going to run up against them? The Texans backed up against the wall, playing at the Steelers. Big Ben, is he going to be the old Big Ben and be able to handle this team backed against the wall? The 49ers all banged up at the Giants. Are they going to be able to pull it out? You got the Titans, are the big move against the Vikings, also backed up against the wall, looking terrible this season. The Redskins are playing the Browns, and the question is, are the Browns going to shit the bed after the big win? Now, Bengals, Joe Burrow, is he going to get his first win today against the Eagles? The Bears, 2-0. Atlanta, 0-2. In baseball, Atlanta seems to be the play. Does it matter here today? The Jets, hapless. The Colts, boy, oh boy, they can really throw up a lot of points here today. Will it happen? A lot of questions to be answered. The Panthers, are they going to be able to hang with Justin Herbert's second game? Is he going to be able to be the superstar that I think he might be? Lions, they got some injuries. They got another coach against the wall. Now they face the Arizona Cardinals, but now the Lions have their top receiver back in the lineup. What does that mean today? Cowboys, Seahawks, is there going to be any defense there at all today? Packers, Saints after the dismal Monday night performance, are they going to show up here today? All these questions, can they be answered? Who the hell knows? But we'll find out real soon, because I am joined here today with Dell Warfield and Tony Gulledge on Bettor Center Live, and we're going to go down all the games. Good morning, gentlemen. You ready to get the engines rolling?
Good morning, Louie. Let's go.
Let's roll.
All right, let's roll. All right, so the first question of the day. Listen, before I even get into the games, I want you to pay attention here real quick. I have a parlay, a round-robin parlay. Pays 100-1 here. I'm going to give you that at the end of the show, so make sure you stick around. All right, Raiders and Patriots. What's the deal here today? We got the Raiders going from the left coast to the east coast. Both teams really traveling, but now the Raiders, after the big win, Patriots after the big loss. Tuck rule. What's going on here today, Tony? Talk to me.
Great spot for my handicapping style. I like the Patriots here today. Raiders, big win, 2-0, covered both spreads. Patriots stuffed at the goal line, disappointing road loss, come back home. The number's kind of big. It doesn't make me super excited, but I'm going to play the Patriots here today.
All right, Tony's on the Patriots. How about you, Del? What do you got here? Playing it?
Yep, but I'm actually going to be going opposite. I'm going to be going with the Raiders today. So just like Tony said, so yeah, it's kind of hard to kind of bet this game too, but I do like the Raiders here today. This is actually going to be the most bet game in the early game. There's over $1 million in bets on this game. About 67% of that money is actually coming in on the Patriots. So I'm looking for the sportsbooks to kind of clean up on this one. That number being 6.5, right under that key number of 7. I got to go against the Patriots here. I've got to go with the Raiders today.
All right, so you're leaving the rubber match up to me, and I think the only way to play this game today would be the Patriots on a teaser, and I got to be honest, I got a vibe on the Raiders today. It doesn't happen often, but I do got that vibe, so I will probably be just doing a little something with the Patriots on the money line or the Patriots as a teaser. So next game on the schedule, we got the Rams traveling to Buffalo. Rams back-to-back road games at Philadelphia last week. could not stick around, went back home. Now they're going to Buffalo. The steam is on the Rams as of late. Buffalo opens up a 3-point favorite, and all the way down to a pick 'em in some spots, but it's pretty much 1 and 1.5. So what do you got here, Dell? Let's go right to you first here.
Yep. So I initially did like the Bills here in this matchup, but that line coming down to a pick 'em, it kind of pushed me away. So I'm not going to be touching this game. I initially did like the Bills, but that line move is pushing me away from this one.
Yeah, with Moss out in the middle, that leaves the Rams actually have regrown a running game in the first 2 weeks, so they could be susceptible. What do you think, Tony?
I'm going to play Buffalo here. I show line value on the Buffalo side. The Rams getting the road win and cover at Philadelphia. So the Rams have 2 wins, both against the NFC East. Now I think they're going to play a little more solid team, especially early on. I think this is a bad spot for the Rams. I like Buffalo here.
All right, a little Bills action there. A little Bills action from Tony. I got a little vibe on the over. I think Bills, with their defensive issues this week, are probably going to give up some points. And I probably got a little vibe on the Rams. Not a very strong play there. All right, the Texans now backed up against the wall, playing the Steelers. And Ben Roethlisberger got a lot of hype, but this line has done a lot of moving. I know Ross Benjamin on Friday gave us the Texans. The line right now is at 4. The game opened up at 6 and it got bet down to 3. And now we're at 4. Tony, what are you thinking?
I actually picked this up at 4.5 this morning. I like Houston, a little NFL handicapping axiom for everybody. Any team that has won and failed to cover their first 2 games, Ross is probably much better at these long-term numbers, but I'm pretty certain it's like over 60% the last decade. So you just kind of pick your spots there. I love that this is a perfect setup for Houston. I think they can't have looked any worse. And at 0-2, you have to win. Almost a scenario that the Dolphins were in. I think this is a spot Houston. Actually, the money line doesn't even look that bad here. Houston to get the win today.
Could be a dog day afternoon. Wait till you hear about my parlay a little later. All right. So now I think the Texans are in shambles. I think they're going to have a bad year, but this is their spot where they have to grab a win. I don't want to bet them, but I could see where you're coming from. Dell, you got any thoughts here?
Yes, so I absolutely love this game again. Once again, I got to tease you guys as my most interesting play will be on this game. So you guys got to stay tuned for later in the show.
Oh, all right. Dell the teaser. All right. All right, so let's get right to the next game. The 49ers banged up, hit hard this last week. Oh, the injury bug is all over them. But they're still laying 3 points against 3.5 points against the Giants. They're in New York, another team, back-to-back East Coast games. Is it going to wear on them? Dell, you got something there for this one?
Yes, sir. So I actually like the 49ers here still, even with all these injuries. I think I'm not a huge fan of Jimmy Garoppolo. I think everything that comes from the 49ers team is from their coaching, their play calling, things like that. They are missing a lot of key pieces, yes. Giants are also going to be missing Saquon. So I think that laying that many points on the road still shows that sportsbooks are very confident in the 49ers still. I'm still confident in the 49ers. I think that they're going to be able to cover this spread today at the Giants today.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you a little bit there. I have a tough time putting all the money on a team so banged up, but I do agree with you as far as the coaching is really has done a great job through the injury bug. How about you, Tony? Anything here on this game?
Well, I passed this game. I think for all of you guys that do the pool, I think it's so suspiciously wrong. I would say the 49ers is the play, although I couldn't pull the trigger. I just think it's a good spot for the Giants to maybe win, but I'm not going to play it. I can't do it, so I passed this one.
All right. Okay, so nothing too huge there in that game. How about the Titans at the Vikings? Titans open up at a pick 'em. Now it's fairly there's a lot of 3s out there right now. There's still some 2.5s, depending on which side you like on the game. But the total steaming 45.5 to 49.5 Minnesota. Terrible on the offensive line, terrible defensive line, really banged up all over, but they're at home, backed up against the wall. Are they going to be able to pull this one off? Dell, what do you think?
Yep. So for this game, that line for the total opened up really high. You think a running game defensive team like the Titans, and the horrible showing that Kirk Cousins had yesterday with such a high total. I think this game would have went over. I think we're way behind the 8 ball here. I don't trust it over at 50.5 anymore, so I'm gonna be staying away. But I did initially like that over, but it's a little bit too late to get on that boat, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. I thought the over as well. Over in Viking games seem to be seem to be trending right now. So, well, I wouldn't say trending, but they're giving up the points anyways. They haven't been able to help themselves too much. How about you, Tony? Anything here with the Titans and the Vikings?
Well, I took the Vikings, same type of setup. Vikings 0-2, both games against the number and straight up got crushed. They come home. Tennessee, I'll note that they do have the 2 wins, but a couple close ones. That one against Denver, the bad kicking, blah blah blah. Just think the situation calls for a play on the Vikings. Although it's one of those where I'll pinch my nose and put a small play on the Vikings.
All right, so nothing huge on this one for many of us in the crowd. Let's hit the game that I smell a dog barking. The Redskins are playing the Browns. The Browns open up a 5.5-point favorite, and they are a solid 7. I see some 7.5s out there teasing you to bet the 7.5, take the 7.5 as an favorite, $1.20 favorite. So they are teasing you a little bit there. The total's been a solid 45 all week, and I definitely feel that the dog can bark here. Any of you guys feeling that, Tony?
I pass, but I definitely agree with you that the side to play, I think, would be the Redskins. They burned me last week getting that touchdown at Arizona. Cleveland, certainly don't trust them as a home favorite touchdown. I can see them easily blowing that cover, winning but not covering. I'm going to pass, but I agree the Redskins seems like the wiser side to try to take.
All right, Dell, you have anything to add or counter?
No, not really. I'm not going to be picking a side, but I think Dwayne Haskins is going to probably be being developed pretty well, actually. I think he's going to have a pretty decent year. Redskins are still going to be a bad team, but they got a really good defense. Browns got a really good defense. I lean under here, but I'm not going to be taking a side.
All right. Okay. So I actually think that the dog barks here today. I think there's even a possibility that the Redskins win the game outright. Cleveland just doesn't have the consistency, but I think they're sleeping a little bit with Odell, and now there is that possibility where Odell can give them a little train ride. So I'm worried about that there today. I'd be worried about playing the Redskins any day. So, you can't really pull a big trigger on them, but, you can pull a little trigger, play a little money line. You could definitely play the 7. You could definitely throw them on a teaser. So I think there's value in there. Cleveland's inconsistency will probably just, if they wind up winning, I don't think they'll come within the number today. All right, Joe Burrow. People saying it's his first win to come in here this week. I'm believing it. They are a 5.5-point dog at Philadelphia, the Bengals. And anybody else on my train here with Burrow here today? Dell?
I am not on the Burrow train yet. I know you guys love him, but I haven't really seen too much out of Burrow yet. I think Herbert might have a better year than Burrow this year. But as far as his side, I don't really like it. I would lean Eagles if I had to choose, but I really do not like this game at all. I'm staying away.
I think you're going to be eating them words, Dell. Not really.
I might.
Well, listen, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, I might be eating him. I agree.
Yeah, I think you might be eating him, but not on the Herbert side because he really did look good. I mean, you could tell some of these quarterbacks. You could just tell if they got it in that first game, and he had the poise. He had what he needed, and he'll parlay that. Now, whether he comes out a little shaky today because of all the press, that's another thing to be said. But as far as Burrow. I'm on the train, and I think the train goes into the winner's circle today, guys. I think you got to be on the dog here and I think you got to see some money line action. Tony, go ahead.
All right, got this game grouped in the same little pairing with the Minnesota Vikings, a small play on a team that's 0-2, lost both games against the spread. Back home in a desperate situation. It's always been pretty consistent for me. I usually pick my spots when I put the bigger plays on these games. This is definitely not that situation. I'm trepidatious with the pick, but I did go small on Philadelphia here.
Oh, going against me here. Holy smokes. All right. So you guys will see tomorrow in the winner's circle where it was. All right, let's go take a little bit of break here, and then we're going to come back with our man on the street, Tony Cusimano. He's in one of these NFL cities today with a nice solid winner for you. So we'll be right back here on Bettor Center Live.
Brad Stein here live from Las Vegas. Join us daily for Bettor Center Live with our professional handicappers, where you get sports information you can bet on. Stop gambling, start winning. Bettor Center Live.
Thank you very much, Bettor Center. Tony C. here, your man on the street, and I'm standing before you here in front of Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, home of the Atlanta Falcons, where this Sunday they play host to the Chicago Bears. And for Coach Dan Quinn and the Atlanta Falcons, I'll tell you, something's got to give here, and it's got to be a win is what it is, basically. Coach Quinn is definitely on the hot seat after an 0-2 start and an atrocious, just a pathetic ending in Dallas last Sunday. So we come into Atlanta now, a 3 to 3.5 point favorite, depending on where you get your line here. But I want to tell everyone at Bettor Center, I really do like the Atlanta Falcons here at home, and for these reasons. Number one, they are at home. Number two, they've had some stiffer opponents. Week one, Seattle, they lost at home here in week one, but it was a tune-up game. And week one was a tune-up game for a lot of teams in the NFL because there was no preseason. Week two at Dallas, they played a very good team. They played them very competitively all the way down to the wire, and they just, they collapsed at the end. Maybe it was something to do with them being on the road. I don't know. Whatever circumstances may be, they collapsed. But they have had a tougher two-game schedule than the Chicago Bears, and that's where I'm going to go over right now. Since you remember the Chicago Bears in week one at the very weak Detroit Lions, and at home against the very weak New York Giants, and they had trouble holding off the Giants. I mean, the Giants put up a late rally. The Bears barely held on to win that one. I'm going to take the Falcons in this one, lay the chalk in this one. It's a must-win, and again, we've spoke of this before, guys, at Bettor Center. It's all going to come down to, let's say the Bears and the Falcons are both 8-8, and it comes down to the playoffs here. Then we're going to look at conference record. Well, right now, the Bears are...
All right, Tony. Thank you very much. I appreciate you jumping in there. And my thoughts on the game are real simple. I think the Bears, they had their two wins. They were, as you said, they were both two weak opponents, and now you got the Falcons, who've played a couple stronger opponents. 0-2, 2-0, 2-0 going on the road, 0-2 at home. I got to think the edge is towards the Falcons, but being as weak as the Falcons have been, I can't be laying them. But I think this is the spot for the Falcons this week. Anything here, Dell, Tony, anything to add?
Well, yeah, I mean, this fits into it. I did not take this game. It's probably I'm a little off my game of football, gun shy. I should be taking Atlanta here. Everything lines up, the stars. This is a perfect spot to take the Falcons. I didn't do it. I'm probably regretting it sitting here thinking about it. But, no, I didn't take it. But I think Atlanta's the right side today.
Dell?
I'm not going to be taking a side. I'm not going to be taking a side for this game. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be touching the total. So Falcons, they played against two really bad defenses, Seahawks and the Cowboys. And you look at that game today between them, I think the total is like at 59. They got no secondary. They're able to move the ball, no turnovers, scored 35-plus points in each of those games. That total at 47 playing against an actual defense in the Bears today. I like this game going under that 47. So I'm playing this game Bears-Falcons under 47 when they play against a real defense finally.
All right. Dell's got a little play for you on the under there. Okay, next game on the schedule will be quick so we can get through the whole schedule. We got the Panthers. They're at the Chargers. I'm on Herbert here. I think he's a great play for a teaser here today. I don't know if I want to lay the points. Anybody want to lay the points or take the points here? Tony?
This is my top play of the day in NFL. I'm going to try to hammer this home. I like the LA Chargers I think the Panthers are in trouble. Their defense is just totally wasted at this point. No McCaffrey today. Bridgewater can manage the game. It can stay close. They can keep it close, but I have a feeling the Chargers are going to be able to push ahead a little bit, and that's going to seal the deal. Panthers won't be able to rally back. Defense won't be able to stop them. Chargers is my best play in the NFL today.
The Chargers for Tony. All right, Dell, any opinion on that? Add, subtract, what do you got?
Yep, definitely love the Chargers here. I love Herbert this year. He showed out last week. I think he's going to show out again this week. You got a North Carolina man fading his own team. That tells you enough. Let's go Chargers today.
All right. Yeah, well, that Panthers defense is suspect. And, maybe we are a little bit too hypey on Herbert, but I came out strong with them. You guys believe in the same thing? I think we might have a nice play with the Chargers, or at least a little train to run, but I'm definitely using them in the teaser here today. Lions, Cardinals, Lions, banged up injuries. Patricia on the hot seat, could be the first coach gone. And the Cardinals open up a 6.5-point favorite, but the steam goes the other way when Detroit announces that their top receiver, Galloway, will be in the game. Anybody have an opinion on this one? I'll start with you, Dell.
So I don't like a side or a total on this game. I love Arizona Cardinals as a team, but that's not going to have me bet them every single week. I think that they definitely have, better team, better matchups, but that line moving down pushed me away. I'm staying away from this game.
All right, Tony?
Same scenario, 0-2, failed to cover, taking Detroit, hold my nose. This is not a higher level play, but I've kind of got these plays grouped together. Minnesota, Philadelphia, and Detroit is the third of that triumvirate of teams that are 0-2, haven't covered, desperation spot, and they're getting their top receiver, as you noted, back today. I like the Lions to keep this close.
Have you guys learned nothing over this show over the past month? Are you kidding me today? Come back up the truck. Key in Arizona. It's just a mismatch. It's a mismatch. Two teams going in two different directions. Back up the truck, guys. Arizona cashes a ticket. But more importantly, key them in on a teaser because they will win this game. They will. So, all right, next game on the schedule will be the Bucs and the Cardinals. Tom Brady got a little steam here this week against the Broncos at home. Will Brady cover that 6 points, Tony?
I passed on this game. It's a spot if Denver's going to ever cover a game. They did against the Titans, I noted, but it was because the Titans kicker couldn't make anything. I stayed away from this game, lean toward the Broncos.
A lot of injuries with the Broncos again. Drew Lock got hurt, knocked out last week. So what are your thoughts here, Dell?
Yeah, just way too many injuries for me. I got to stay away from this game. I think Buccaneers are going to be a overvalued or overpriced team because of Tom Brady. I don't like that 6. I don't like either side. I don't like the total. Completely stay away from this one, Louis.
All right. That's best to stay away then. Okay, then we got what I think is going to be the highest scoring game of the day, and so do the odds makers because it's the highest total of the day. The Cowboys and the Seahawks, 3.5 for the Seahawks, and the total 56.5. I'm liking the over here. How about you guys? Tony?
I'm taking the Seahawks to cover the spread at home. I'm showing some line value. That total, I tell you, every time I see two better teams play each other with a high total, for some reason the game seems to go under. I don't play the totals, but it's just an observation over the years. But for me, I'm going to play Seattle, lay the points here.
I wouldn't disagree with you there either. I think Seattle they have no defense, but they're going to put the points up, and I think they're definitely the better team. Cowboys are still the Cowboys, and that was just too big of a win to parlay into another win the following week. What do you think, Del?
Yeah, I definitely got to agree with Tony here. I think if you're going to make a play, I think Seahawks would be the best play here at that 3.5. Wilson or Dak. You got to go with, better quarterback. There's going to be no defense in this game. Who's going to make the last play of the game? I think I'd rather have that ball on Wilson's side instead of Dak. So I'll go Seahawks here, 3.5.
All right. Okay, then that leaves us with the last game, the Sunday night game. The Packers are at the Saints. The Saints, as we know, got upset large on Monday Night Football in Vegas' home opener. And now they go home against the Packers, who have been looking awfully offensive out of the gate. And will this be a high-scoring game? We have, Thompson out, Michael Thomas is out, and Devontae is out. No, I believe he is. I don't think he matters as much in Green Bay. What do you think, Tony?
For me, this is my second play of the day. Got the Chargers as play one. This is play 1A. Take the Saints to bounce back off the road loss, come back home. Saints traditionally have always shit the bed at some point early in the season. They did that in Vegas last week. I think they come back home. Packers have looked great. You know, that mystique is like they're some invulnerable team, and Aaron Rodgers is perfect at this point. Great spot to go against them. I think the team they're playing, the Saints, need this win to bounce back from that loss. Great spot for the Saints. I like New Orleans here.
All right, we got a Saint backer here with Tony. How about Dell? Who you backing, or are you backing anything here in this game?
I don't got an actual play on it yet, but right now I am leaning Saints as well. Saints at home, Drew Brees with the bounce back. Don't really like it too much to pull the trigger yet, but I am leaning Saints as of right now.
All right. I will personally let you know what I'm doing on this game as I give you my most interesting play here shortly. But before I give you mine, Dell, what do you have as that most interesting play of the day today?
All right, so for my most interesting play of the day today, we go between the Texans versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. So that line opened up at Texans at +6, dropped down to +4. You got 61% of the bets, 57% of the money. About 670,000 of money is actually being wagered on this game. With the reverse line movement, I really like Texas here. I think the sports books are going to clean up again, just like they did yesterday in Cincinnati. Same exact scenario. Texas played against the two best teams in the AFC. You know, Ravens and Chiefs. I think they're definitely going to get this win today. Straight up money line Texans. Let's go.
Dell on the money line. I love these money line plays. Tony, what do you got for us on the most interesting play today?
Okay, Lou. Last week we cashed our little 3-team money line. It paid about +180. I'm going to try to do one better. It's a 4-team money line parlay. This should pay about 4 or 5 to 1. We're going to go with the Patriots, the Chargers, the Seahawks, and the Saints. 4-team money line, all 4 teams to get the win today. That is my most interesting play of the day.
All right. Now, guys, I told you at the beginning of the show that I have this parlay that is going to pay 100 to 1 should it cash. I think it's a dog day afternoon, guys, and I've gone against some of my plays here, so don't think that these are my actual bets that I steamed out, but I went to my accountant texted me last night. He says, I'm looking over the games. Who you like? So we started chatting, and I said, hey, we started talking. Sounds like a dog day afternoon. And then we started looking at the games and a little bit deeper. And this is what I have for you here today. So what I'm recommended you do, this is what we did. We played an 8-team money line round robin parlay with 8 underdogs. Now, we played all the 2s, the 2-team parlays, the 3s, the 3-team parlays, the 4s, the 5s, the 6s, the 7s, and an 8. So that's 247 parlays I have tied up in these 8 teams. So if you played $1 each, you'd be betting $247, $2. You'd be betting $500. And if you bet the $500, it pays out almost $50,000, $48,000 and change. So here are your teams. Write them down and mix and match and do what you can, because it's a dog day afternoon in the NFL today, guys. The Rams plus $1.10 on the money line. The Bears plus $1.40 on the money line. The Packers plus $1.45. The Chiefs plus $1.60. The Bengals plus $1.75. The Texans plus $1.75. The Raiders plus $2. And that football team they call the Redskins, or the Redskins they call the football team, plus 270. Tie those up in a nice round robin parlay. I'll have a figure for us tomorrow. Hopefully it's 48,000 and some change, and I can bust you all out for not following it. But I think you should follow it today a little bit. If you can play them small parlays, you can play 50 cents, you can play 25 cents. There's books out there that do that. And if you can do that, that's how to take advantage of the NFL this Sunday, because it'll be a dog day afternoon. This is Louis Diamond. Thank you again for joining us here on Bettor Center Live. Please subscribe below so you can get these plays as soon as they happen. Louis Diamond on YouTube, Louis Diamond on Facebook, Bettor Center on Facebook. Subscribe and win. This is Louis Diamond. We'll see you again tomorrow with Brad Stein on Bettor Center Live.